trenches. Ask a nigga what he benching. Triple digits, nigga, don't forget to mention. Whole hard in the trenches. Ask a nigga what he benches. Triple digits, nigga, don't forget to mention. Don't forget I got memories, dead stain the whole room if I let them bleed. Shit was dark, I let this little light of mine.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, you know what time it is, huh? What a fucking game, huh? What a fucking game. You know what time it is. Welcome to the stream, man. Y'all know what time it is. We getting ready for the call. It's about to start up right now. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. Where y'all drinks at? We got to celebrate for a second. Where y'all drinks at? Hold on. Let me go ahead and close this joint out right quick. Boom. Let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. Oh. Let me try something right quick. So the camera working on. Oh. They can't see.
Oh, they can't.
Yeah, nah, it's not you. It's not you. It's the stream. That's all. So you're fine. What's going on, T? Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome to the motherfucking stream. Let me try something right quick. Properties. Here we go. Boom. It's up. It's up. Let me turn down the music. We got some things to talk about, man. We got some things to talk about. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Dre, you did ask me a question of how was who? You talking about my little dog?
No, I was gonna ask you how'd your bets go today? I mean, I know you put some action in.
My brother on top of Washington winning. I went 5-0, 5-0 in the 1 o'clock slate. You know,
Wow.
Yeah, 5-0, bro. That's just crazy. So,
well, I went 2-0 in the 1 o'clock slate, so we winning today.
Absolutely. And then I had 5 games in the 1 o'clock slate, so I got about 5 more plays left. So fingers crossed things go well there. But yeah, man. First and foremost, welcome back to another episode of the Trap or Die podcast, man. We are recapping Washington. Washington's it was a huge, very important must-win game, and they got it done. 34-30 victory against Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Dre's with me, recapping this game. And first and foremost, before we get things started, let's go ahead through the administrative things. Twitch, if you are watching right now on Twitch and you are not following, make sure you are following us right now to be a part of the show, each and every show. Comment, you can call into when the call-in segments get to going. Make sure you are following right now. Secondly, YouTube, if you are watching on YouTube, watching the recap, if you are not following or subscribed and you like the content, go ahead, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, all that good stuff. And then the podcast, if you like the podcast and you like the content that we got bringing out, make sure you stop right now, take 2 seconds out to give us a review and give us that feedback that we need that can help us out for future references and stuff like that. So with that being said, Dre, opening thoughts on the goddamn game. What is the storyline? We're going to start it off that way. Name that storyline. What is going to be the storyline of this game the next following days? Now that we got the 2-2 in the 34-30 victory.
Man, it's hard to pick a storyline after watching a game like that because I'm still trying to process what we just took in. I mean, like we were just talking about, it was such a weird game. Like, I mean, honestly, bro, I was deflated after that Chase Young roughing the pass. I was like, oh, this is it. Ain't no way you could win this game after that happened. And then, I mean, the offense just came down and they got 2 clutch scores in the game, man. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Heineke throws up a prayer that goes to Terry. That
Shout out to Terry. I saw your tweet too. Do we need to have that conversation in the top 10? We're going to talk.
Oh,
we'll talk about it eventually. We'll talk about it eventually. But yes, I saw that tweet.
Yeah. yes. We'll have to revisit Terry being in the top 10. But yeah, like I said, it's just hard right now, trying to process that game, man. Because like I said, I'm happy for the W, but I went through a range of damn emotions in that game. It was like, oh man, here goes the trash defense again. And then the offense started out slow, and then later on they picked it up. And once the offense picked it up, man, they looked like they just could move the ball at will in the Falcons, which was, I mean, it's not too surprising because the Falcons defense isn't that great. Yeah. But you like to see that from the offense. I mean, I wish they get started earlier. And how about my boy DeAndre Carter with the big kickoff return touchdown. DeAndre Carter, man, been calling that dude name since about April. Like, that was huge, man. It was exciting to see him get off like that. But you know what? I think we may have a storyline of the game.
Hey.
Just because we won, we still got to go back to Dustin Hopkins. That game shouldn't have been as hard. Those extra points
Dre,
almost cost us the game.
Dre, listen, if we ended up losing 30-28, guess where those 2 points would have came from? It was off of his leg by himself. Those 2 points come off his leg by himself, bro. Yes, that's the storyline that's one storyline. I think the storyline for me, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we kind of know where we're at with Taylor Heinicke at this point. We understand that he is a serviceable quarterback, and he has his moments where he looks really good. But to add on top of that, Terry did it again. I said Terry. Taylor did it again, man. He's in that position where it doesn't matter how rough or how stressful or how late or crunch time that the game may appear to be. He's undefeated in these moments. I think that's his second comeback. Well, I shouldn't say undefeated because Tampa Bay doesn't count. But anyway, I'm not going to ruin the moment. 2 for 2 in 2021 in comeback drives. He's done it again, man. And I told you before we got on live, when I saw we got that third down stop, I didn't think we were losing. I didn't think we were losing, man. It's just something with Taylor in those moments. As much as I have to say about his performance today, he had a really good, a very important drive, man, and I couldn't be more impressed with how they close out the game. Not like it's going to get ugly. We kind of knew where we were with this defense. I told you, and then people who tuned into the pregame stream, I told you all. I said, believe your eyes, believe your eyes, man. This defense is not good. We have a longer story. We have longer things to talk about. Believe what you see, and this was going to be a dogfight. And I told you, Dre, on Thursday, I said 28-24. Like, it wasn't going to be no. I didn't see us holding anybody under 20 points, man. So a storyline for me next coming days is definitely going to be Taylor Heinicke and how he managed to overcome a very inconsistent and shaky game to lead a game-winning drive for the Washington football team. So before we go ahead and transition, we're going to open the lines in about 10 seconds. Let me run through the stats, and then we're going to go ahead and transition to the phone call. So to go ahead and kind of close the stat lines out, Taylor Heinicke, 23 of 33, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 sack. Antonio Gibson, 14 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Taylor Heinicke, 5 carries, 43 yards. The longest one of that was a 20-yarder. Excuse me. J.D. McKissick, 7 for 15. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin leads the day. Huge day. 6 receptions, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. J.D. McKissick, 5 receptions, 44 yards. The longest one was a 30-yarder and the touchdown, the game winner. DeAndre Carter with a clutch catch as well on that last drive. And that's what we have for the Washington offense. Atlanta, Matt Ryan, 25 for 42, 283 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I think another day for Washington, Dre, where they didn't have any turnover, or they didn't force any turnovers. Excuse me. 1 sack. Game. Yep, 1 sack on Matt Ryan. An immobile Matt Ryan, who damn near took the defense for like 20 yards on the last drive. On his legs alone, he had 1 carry for 17 yards. Kadero Patterson had a career day, 5 catches, 82 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then 6 carries on the ground for 34 yards. Calvin Ridley, 7 catches, 80 yards, multiple drops. Kyle Pitts, 4 catches for 50 yards. And there we are on the offensive side for the Atlanta Falcons, and we cannot ignore DeAndre Carter's huge kick return that led to a touchdown. 3 returns for 152 yards, but he had 101 return that kind of broke things open and helped Washington out. So here we are with DeAndre Carter, 101 yards for a Washington football team, and in his first return, I think, of his career, as formidable and as good of a reputation as he has. That's his first return for touchdown for a year, for his career, and that's pretty impressive. So what's going on, Amani? Yeah, hey, that is a resilient quarterback, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and put the number in the chat. We're going to continue on with this game, but if you want to call in, you can. The number is going to be 443 242-4479. I will put the number in the chat as well. Hey, Amani, you gotta, I gotta get good with these emote things, this Twitch stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm so ignorant. I need help with this stuff, man. So 443-242-4479. Number is right there. We're going to transition. We'll be back in a minute to go ahead and get these things going, and we'll take your calls and we'll continue on with the conversation right now. Hold on, bro. Dre, you not drinking? Oh my
not
God!
Today.
Oh no!
Maybe that's why we want to. You know, maybe
no,
if I was to drink, we might have lost.
Hell no! We was drinking. We was drinking Thursday night. First and foremost, Amadi, man, I appreciate the subscription.
Right?
Yeah, see, you know, yeah. Amadi, man, I appreciate the subscription, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the continued support since we locked in during the preseason games, bro. It's much appreciated. Everybody. We are back. If you want to answer some calls, Dre is here. The number again is in the chat. I'll do it one more time too, a copy and paste for the number if you all want to call in. Right there. I can't just show the full screen because I got to help everybody out who calls in using their phone numbers. So we do have a call right now. I'm going to go ahead and take that for everybody. And here we go. Let's get into it. First call of the day. All right. Are we connected? Hello, who's this?
Yeah, this is Cole. What's up, guys?
What's going on, my brother? How you feeling, man?
What's up? Hey, man, listen.
You know what time it is. Man. Go ahead, get it off your chest, big dog.
This is a dumb sport we watch every Sunday. This shit don't make no sense. It don't make no sense at all. I just feel like every time you think you know something about football, it just throws you a curveball, and you're just like, oh no. I mean, we know the defense is ass.
Yeah. No. Hey, look. Let's say it. We had a figure, or we had a hunch that the defense is ass. But if nobody believed it before this Atlanta game, they should definitely believe it now that this defense is some shit. We should believe it now.
Yeah. Yep. I was telling people, it's just, Matt Ryan, a couple years ago, he had a PFF grade of like 85 or something like that. Like, I know he wasn't starting off that well this year, but it's still Matt Ryan, and they had Calvin Ridley. And I was just like, guys, be it right game. I mean, maybe if you were playing Jacoby Brissett, maybe, but no, that's still Matt Ryan on the other side, in addition to us just being ass. So that's what I was trying to tell people. But honestly, we know about the defense. I got to give Taylor Heineke credit because, in the NFL, you got guys like, I'm not comparing him to these people like career-wise, but you guys got guys like Doug Flutie, Tony Romo, even like Eli Manning, guys who for 3 quarters, having an iffy game, and just to the big moments, something random happens, and they just are playmakers. They just have
Mr. Make It Happen.
There's no other word to describe it.
Mr. Make It Happen. That's all you need to know.
I love analytics in all sports. I work in numbers, and I try to make all my decisions about sports about analytics. Sometimes in football, it's just you have it, and you can't explain what it is. I don't know what it is about Taylor Heineke. He's about the same size as me. I might actually weigh more than him, but he goes out there and throws the ball across the field. That play to McKissick, I mean, that's a hospital ball most of the time. He throws it across. McKissick makes a play. The play to Terry, Kirk Cousins, I guess, is a better quarterback than Taylor Heineke. That playmaking ability is just so valuable because you always have a chance. You would have never won that game with Kirk Cousins.
Hey,
and I love Kirk. Yeah, I know I love Kirk. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
Hey, so let's have this conversation while you're here, Cole. I don't know how much time you got, but me and Dre is on the show. But listen, Taylor Heineke, man. I took some notes for the game, and I was going to discuss this with Dre. I'll just read my notes, and then we could just talk about his game for just in general. So my notes just starts as they just went in chronological order. Taylor took time to settle in, accuracy improving as game moves along. Then second note was Taylor scrambling has been a difference maker in the first half. Three rushes for 34 yards. It could have had more if he had better situational awareness. And then towards the fourth quarter, I ended up making a note of Taylor has had a very inconsistent day. Multiple throws that should have been turnovers, but his game-winning drive reminds you of how special he is at times. Fellas, I'm gonna start with Dre here, and then I'm gonna go to you, Cole. Just describe how, or if you can, it was a weird day in general, just understanding what you were seeing from Taylor Heineke. A lot of passes were completed, And then we look at his stat line. He only had 10 incompletions in a very solid day against the Atlanta Falcons defense. What is the man? It's rough. I'll just hand it to you, man. How can you describe Taylor Heinicke's game, at least against the Atlanta Falcons, Brad? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. If it wasn't for that last drive, I just wouldn't have been that impressed. But that last drive was very huge for him.
Yeah. What can you say about him? Heart. He has all heart. I mean, he doesn't get too down on himself. Like he'll miss a couple of throws every game that everyone goes, oh, what the F, or, something that fails high. And he's going to, that's how he throws a couple of picks as well. But you also see that he doesn't let it get himself too down throughout the course of the game. Like he stays the course, like, oh man, I can just get the next one. And he just always makes plays. It seems like he makes something out of nothing a lot of times. Like that pass to McLaurin, like, I know people will talk about how lame it was going in the air and it should have been picked, and it probably should have. It should have been picked maybe if the defender was looking. But just his ability to not get sacked there. Like, I thought he was going to get sacked when the first defender had his hands on him, and then he almost got sacked again right after that, and he still gets the throw off, and it goes to Terry. Like, I mean, that's stuff that Fitzpatrick made a moniker off of being Fitz magic. I mean, that's the type of stuff, that you see from that guy. So, Heinicke, like I said, he never seems rattled. Like, even with that last drive, like, I was confident that he was going to get the ball downfield. Only thing I was hoping for, and I said this on Twitter, was don't put the game in Hopkins' hands. Please get a touchdown. Like, that's all I wanted. I was like, I don't even want to see Hopkins trot out on that field for a field goal. But I was confident that Taylor was going to get him down the field. I mean, honestly, I wasn't confident that we would get a touchdown, but that happened. And that happened, as Cole said, with the magic of him just throwing across his body across the field. That play had no business being made, and it turned into a touchdown. I mean, but that's the type of stuff that people like him see. Like I said, he's not the type of quarterback physically that's like a Romo that he gets compared to, but he has that Romo type of ability where he makes something out of nothing a lot of times. You're going, what? How did he do that? Why did he do that? He has it in that sentence, man.
Absolutely. Cole, what about you, man? Where are you at with describing what was Taylor Heinicke against the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, so after that first game where Fitzpatrick got injured, I was listening to the PFF podcast, and the guy Sam Monson, the Irish dude, he was like, Fitzpatrick went down, but honestly, like he was like, I think Taylor Heinicke is probably like a very similar player to Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it really is true, right? We're just the physical tools, you just I don't know, and then the game is iffy, but there's just like so many plays, and they're like just big time throws. Even the drive before the game winning drive, he's just making throws downfield. I mean, the one to Terry, that was probably kind of like a Hail Mary play, but just a guy, just the moment is not too big for him, and it's just like all the cliche. Oh, he has moxie, he has toughness, he's a gamer, he's a baller, and all that is true. Like you can't put a Excel formula together to explain why Taylor Heinicke makes the plays he does, because it just doesn't make sense. He breaks analytics, he breaks Football Outsiders, all that stuff. And he just goes out there, makes plays. And he doesn't get down on himself, right? I mean, like that beginning of that last drive, he missed that throw to Terry. That was like a low throw, and Terry caught it and batted up in the air. He didn't care. Just kept hung in there, completed past to Carter, completed past to Humphreys. I don't know where this goes. I think at this point we got to stop looking at it as a long-term thing with Heinicke and just enjoy it for what it is. Because I don't know what's going to happen long-term. I'm just gonna sit there and just enjoy it week to week, because at the end of the day, it's fun, and he's like the only real fun thing about the team right now. So I'm gonna enjoy it and stop just trying to look for things. Oh, we know his arm strength isn't great. We know he doesn't have the physical tools like someone like Dwayne Haskins did. I was gonna tweet this earlier, but I didn't get a chance to. If you took just Heineke's intangible ability and Haskins just physical tools, you have a perfect quarterback. You know what I mean? That guy would go first overall in the draft, like every year. So, I mean, I'm glad we have Heinicke, and I will say this: whenever he's on the field, maybe you might not have a chance to win, as we saw against the Bills last week, but you have a chance to just make plays from time to time, and it's gonna be something bad, but I mean, we have a pretty long sample size now. Usually the good outweighs the bad with Heinicke, so I'm interested to see how far it can go. It'll be interesting.
All right. Cole, before you get up out of here, man, we do have to get an outlook from you. So how far can we go? At least with this team, the way it's looking right now, the offense being able. I mean, truth be told, they're going to have to put up points. So it's essentially on the backs of the offense for Washington. How far can this team go in terms of win wise, keeping up with Dallas? Just put it that way. Just keeping up with Dallas. Like, how far can this team go? Do you have faith? Matter of fact, let's do it that way. Yeah, let's scale of 1 to 10. Like, how much faith do you have that this Washington team can really like at least keep up with Dallas, knowing that they're on the backs of the offense?
So I'll say 4, and that's high in my opinion, and that's only because I think the only team that can stop Dallas is Dallas. Whether it's like injuries or I'm guessing Dak isn't vaccinated, so maybe he just like something like that happens. There's nothing football related I can see that can stop Dallas. Like Dak is literally playing like an MVP right now, and we can't. I mean, honestly, any quarterback with a pulse right now is going to wreck our defense. So I mean, I was talking about 11 wins to start the season. I Ashburn syndrome myself. So honestly, I mean, week to week, they're going to be an underdog in every game from here on out, unless they play the Giants or the Eagles late, and it's they're just looking to the next year. So I'd love to get to like 4 or 5 wins. I mean, I don't know. It's not great. I mean,
yeah.
If he can do this every week, we'll see. But I'm not feeling good. I think
the problem. Yep. Every week.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to do it, man.
I think Dallas might have it, unfortunately. But hopefully they choke like they usually do. We'll see.
We'll see, man. Hey, Cole, as always, bro, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you supporting us, bro. And appreciate you calling in as well, bro. You be safe, big dog. Enjoy your Sunday, your NFL Sunday, my man.
Yep. Enjoy.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. Hey, Dre, let's talk about it. First and foremost, I'm gonna give y'all the number again for those who are tuning in, those who are new. 443-242-4479. We're switching to the defense right now. Dre, talk to me, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Cordell Patterson got deep on this defense, and for the life of me, Dre, I thought it was Cam Curl at first, and then I saw the replay, understood it was Bobby McCain. How in the hell does a deep man who knows he has nothing else except for to go deep, how does he bite on a crosser when there's 3 people already checking the crosser? All you got to do is stay deep. Dre, this goes, we put it this way. We said pregame, if this defense continues to struggle. Now, I like I said, believe my eyes, believe your eyes, trust what you're seeing, understand that this defense is bad. But from a collective standpoint, we said if this defense continues to struggle against an offense that's struggling like Atlanta, they put up what? 275, I think 400 yards. I think close to 400 yards on Washington again. We have some issues. They sacked Matt Ryan one time. I seen a couple pressures here and there that kind of disrupted Matt Ryan's throws, but this defense, they're in trouble, man. I'm gonna hand it to you about what we saw against Matt Ryan in that Atlanta Falcon offense. What exactly was sticking out to in your head that was frustrating you today?
Yeah, like you said, it's still the same issues they keep talking about week after week, where you just see guys just not playing or standing their responsibilities, like you mentioned with McCain. Like that's not your responsibility. Like you seen that as soon as Jackson, he went to go cover his zone. And then next thing you know, Patterson's just going right past him, and he's looking like, oh, what the hell? And McCain, he's all the way up, like you said, defending the crosser, when that's not his responsibility. His responsibility was to play deep man safety, and he didn't do that. And that's what's been killing this team through the start of the season so far, is that guys are doing exactly that all across the board. It's not just McCain, it's Landon Collins, it's Chase Young a couple of times. It's just a collective misfit all over in the first 4 weeks of the season, and you just can't have that. I mean, the defense is playing as bad as it is, already, and then you just got guys not playing in standing assignments. But right now, I don't know if I have confidence anymore at this point in the defense. Like each week, I've been trying to give benefit of the doubt. Like although I've been expecting bad things from the defense, but I'm still like, they still have too much talent to be this bad. They're gonna maybe wake up and realize they're good one day. At this point, they are what they are, and that's just a bad defense. And I don't think there's anything going to change that throughout the season. Like I don't have any confidence that it's going to change at any point in the season, because opponents just going to get better and better. Like you know what I'm saying? We got the Chiefs, we got the Bucks waiting. We play a bunch of tough. We got Dallas with Dak. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, the ceiling of this team right now, and maybe it's 7 to 8 wins with the defense playing the way it is because they're just not doing it. I mean, we won both of our games off the offense. Like straight up, like the offense has won both of the games, and we didn't expect that at all this season.
Absolutely, man. So High and Jamie made a few comments. First and foremost, oh Lord, I'm gonna butcher your name, but I'm gonna try. Girls, whatever. I'm gonna just say Grizz. I hope it's Grizz. Thank you for the follow, man. That was, believe it or not, I'm not lying to you. That was hard as shit. That was very hard because I didn't know if that was an I or L. Anyway, High mentioned things ain't looking good, man. Our defense is trash, and we're going to the death row of our schedule. And then Jamie mentioned defense is trash juice. But if you ask me at the beginning of the season, I would take 2-2 after 4 games. And like I'd agree. I would take 2-2 as well. High mentioned as well in one of his second comments that Grizz. Okay, cool. My bad. Hey, my bad, Grizz. My bad. But yeah, Highlight mentioned we could realistically lose our next 9. That was something that I didn't anticipate anybody ever saying. But if you sit here and count the schedule, Dre, and he's not talking about the actual structure of the team. But at the same time, when you're talking about the defense and understanding that you'll have to rely on the offense potentially every single week. So the next 9 would be New Orleans, Kansas City, Green Bay, Denver, Tampa, Lord, Carolina,
That's tough.
Seattle, Vegas. He said next 9, nigga. We got Dallas next too. Oh my God. Oh, I think that is 9. I can't count. Okay. You're not wrong, High. Grizz mentioned hang in there. They still gotta line up and play them games. That's true. And obviously things will change. I will say this much. New Orleans just lost to the New York Giants. We have New Orleans next. And as much as I love Jameis Winston, I don't know how he played against the Giants. I pray to God that he played well and everybody else failed him because Jameis is my guy. But these guys were 2-2 as well. They aren't as sweet as a lot of people make them out to be, but their defense is really good, so it'll be a good test for Washington. Point being, we're not gonna be favored again. Cole said that's true. But yeah, get your ass up out of there. But yeah, like the way this thing is looking, man, this defense is in trouble. I think one of the things that we actually kind of overlooked. Leading to this week, we got a what's the word? We had a boost of confidence in that Washington's defense really didn't miss any tackles like throughout the 3 weeks. Like they rarely missed any tackles. But then against Atlanta, you've seen multiple missed tackles against some of their ball carriers, but also Matt Ryan on the last drive, Cole Holcomb, in which the one that he ran for 17 yards, Cole Holcomb, for some reason, thought that the quarterback was about to take. He had to think that if he tried to hit him, it was going to be a flag. You can tell because people are always kind of iffy, even with Chase Young when he had the roughing the passer, which was wild. Like they know certain plays that you make on a quarterback can kind of get that flag. So I think that's where Cole Holcomb was kind of thinking. But at the end of the day, missed tackles are missed tackles. And this was not a good showing from that standpoint. And imagine if they continue to get worse on that side of the ball, and you start involving the missed tackles element. I don't even know what the fix would be, Dre. I don't know what the fix would be. Who you gonna bench and who you gonna put in to replace these players and think there's gonna be a simple fix to hold it down for 13 more games? Who is that person gonna be, and what the hell are these coaches gonna do, bro?
I think at this point, man, you may not get significantly better at any point this season on defense, but I can tell you that probably a couple things could happen that may slightly make this better. Like,
let's hear it.
After John Bostic allegedly hurt himself after that missed tackle, maybe he wanted to go sit down. Maybe his pride was hurt. But I think that's an addition by subtraction, just getting that guy off the field. I mean, that's just probably one slightly way to get better. maybe something similar needs to happen with number 26 as well. Maybe he needs to have a little tweak or something minor that gets him off the field for a couple of plays, and maybe the next guy looks better by default, and then you're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't be playing that guy too much, But no, the tackling was so poor today. Like, it pissed me off. Like, I mean, they were just, missing easy tackles, and then it would be 2 and 3 guys on one play missing a tackle. Like I said, Bostic had no business missing that tackle. He actually exploded. I was actually surprised to see him get over there so quickly on that play, on that flat, only to miss the damn tackle. But I mean, it's just certain things like that. Like I said, maybe
I didn't even call that one out. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, like I said, maybe addition by subtraction in some areas. I mean, I think that's what happened last year when we were forced to play like Jeremy Reeves. He comes in and he was probably the best safety that we played all season, and he played by accident. Maybe we need to see, like I said, I don't know what these guys look like at practice. I don't know if they're just going off of, maybe this guy, they trust this guy more or not. But what about Khalid Hudson? Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe at this point, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing what he can give you on defense. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't look good in practice. Maybe they just trust the guys ahead of him. But at this point, you're not going to get significantly better, but just try to get little substantive differences. And something I noticed too earlier, and it's a guy whose name I never thought I'd be calling, but Casey Tulu, I think his name's Casey. I know his last name.
Yeah, Casey
defensive end.
Yeah.
He made a hell of a play by just staying disciplined. He doesn't have the talent that Chase Young has or Montez Sweat, like nowhere near that. But he almost made a play by just staying disciplined and playing what he was supposed to play on Matt Ryan earlier in the game. But that's stuff like that you want to see. You want guys out in the field that's not going to be having these mental lapses, that's going to play, to what the scheme wants to be called. But at the same time, you can't absolve Jack Del Rio of all of it either, because he's putting some of these guys out there that shouldn't be out there at the same time. So right now, it's just a collective shit show on defense, and I don't see it getting significantly better at any point this season.
So we're gonna Cole just shot me a DM of the quotes, some of the post game quotes, and I appreciate you for that, because I definitely meant to go check on these. I'm gonna go read John Keim's timeline, and then I'm gonna read the quote that Cole specifically sent to me. So we're talking about defense here. He said some things about Rivera said some things about Heineke as well. Matter of fact, I'll just say it. Rivera called Heineke a dynamic playmaker. Said that that pass to JD McKissick was all on him. Poised to see him on other sideline of the field. Poised to see him on other sideline of the field. It may have been a typo. Then JD took it from there. Said Heineke always gives them a chance, which is true. But then we talk about the defense. Ron Rivera said that the defense clearly has to be better. Said he won't ignore reality. They need answers on third down. Said it's all on them. Sometimes it's on the players. Sometimes could make a better call. So then we get into Bobby McCain. Actually, I want to leave Bobby McCain for last. But John Allen said that there's not much left to say. We just have to be better, and we just have to do better. That's it. That makes sense for John Allen. Like, you can't just keep talking to the media and thinking things are going to get better when you put words out there. But then we get to Bobby McCain. Bobby McCain says the Patterson touchdown was all on him. He took the blame for that. Then he goes, McCain was also fired up about the criticism the D is getting. Said to write it when they play well, but said it doesn't matter what anyone outside the team says. That's what Keim said. Michael Phillips went a little bit more in depth, a little bit more uncut. He really said, when we start balling and we start playing our asses off, I want y'all to write the same shit you're writing now. Dre, I'm glad I saw this.
Hold on, who said that?
Bobby McCain. Bobby McCain said that. I'm glad I saw this. And thank you, Cole. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something about these players, man. Let me tell y'all something about this team. For years, this is not my original idea, but this perfectly fits the moment. This is not my original quote or thought or anything like that. It's been said over the years. This team, for whatever reason, has this habit of talking a lot of talk. Talking big shit to the media, talking big shit in the offseason. And guess who enables them? The Washington football team's social media. This had the social media thing has nothing to do with the instance right now, but I'm bringing the point that in the offseason, the team plays a role in the hype that the players and all these people, the coaches, all these things, they play a role in that stuff too. When the regular season comes around, it all comes down to performance and execution. These players are not playing well. That defensive side is not playing well. Bobby McCain going out of his way to tell people to write the same shit that they're writing when they start playing good. I appreciate your confidence. I appreciate your passion. But at the end of the day, y'all gave up 30 fucking points. Y'all gave up 30 points. And I didn't even read the third down stats when I did the recap. If I could find the third down stats right now, Dre, they went 10 of 16. They had 16 third downs, Dre, and they converted 10 of them. Y'all, it does not matter what you tell us, Bobby. It doesn't matter. What is showing is what you're doing on the field. Y'all gave up 374 yards. Y'all gave up 5 yards of play. These things, it's incredible to kind of see where these people are talking, how these people are talking. Notice the difference, Dre, in how Bobby responded versus how Jonathan Allen responded. Jonathan Allen kind of knows. He's been here for 3 years. He knows how bad this defense has been prior to 2020. He knows how bad the defense has been. Meanwhile, Bobby McCain gets here for half a season for a fucking cup of coffee, and he has that mentality to talk his trash and assume that things will turn around. Y'all have much deeper problems. I'm gonna hand it to you, Dre, and see if you have any impressions, any comments or anything about how they responded post game, just in those brief comments that I shared with you.
But like I said, Jonathan Allen said what a leader should say in that situation is it's nothing left to say. It's, you just got to get better. What more can I do and sit up here and talk? Well, first off, Bobby McCain, you haven't earned the right to tell somebody what the right about. You haven't earned that right to sit there and tell reporters what they're right about. Because right now, the only thing you have earned is slander. That's the only thing you as a defense has earned. And you yourself were part of that, and you were a big part of that in allowing that Cordell Patterson touchdown today. So shut up. Shut up and get better. Play better. We don't care about, don't be a fan later or we're going to play better later. No, show us first. Earn that right. That's just like before the game, not even on the comments, but I was like, when the toss, we have to go on offense first because the defense hasn't earned the right to set the tone of the games yet this season. And yet again, they stayed on the field for almost 10 minutes again, almost half the quarter. It may have been half the quarter on the first drive. They held to a field goal in the first drive, but that's what I'm saying. Right now, the only tone they're setting in games is letting other teams dictate the game. That's the only tone. And it doesn't help the offense out at all, when you're already playing behind and having deficits in the game. So you have to earn the right to tell people what they can write about, and you haven't done that yet. So Bobby McCain and those players need to shut up and just play better.
100%. I don't even have anything to add to that. Dre, we got two things, and we can go ahead and get up out of here. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in for the post game, man. As always, I really wish we could have been here last week, man, but I've been going through it. And truth be told, I went through it this morning. But guess what? I had a moment of character in which I was better. Our team, our flag football team, we had another loss today, and I didn't let it affect me like I did last week. I got all the energy out I had last week, and this week is a new day. So with that being said, I wish we was with y'all here last week, but we can go ahead and close out with on the good side. We're gonna do what was the good players that stood out. And then we're going to close it out with the MVPs and LVPs, most valuable players and least valuable players for the Washington football team. I think LVP is going to be pretty obvious, Jay. But we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. Let me go ahead and transition to boom. There we go. All right. Assuming I'm doing that, assuming there's no call-ins. We ain't got to worry about that. All right. So the good. I'm going to start off. I guess we could do our top two players, I guess, so we can kind of limit it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's in the chat. Let's get your good for the team, your MVPs, your LVPs. Let's get all that. Let's get all that in the chat, man. Let's see what y'all got to say for the Washington football team. Dre, the good. I've said for multiple weeks now, at least heading into the Buffalo Bills game, because that was a really huge game. That was an important game. A Buffalo Bills team who also, I think, just pitched a shutout against the Houston Texans, if I can recall. The good is that Washington had to find a way to get their playmakers involved. I questioned to what degree was Scott Turner really trying to involve like Terry, Antonio, and JD and Logan in a sense of like, we're not going to just work a play and trying to fit them in where the read puts them or however the game is filling out. We need to try and emphasize these guys and trying to have our playmakers make plays. Like that's what I would prefer versus like if the read takes them there, the read takes them as in the quarterback. If the read takes them there, we're going to make that throw. No, find a way to get Terry the ball, find a way to get Logan the ball, find a way to get JD, Antonio Gibson, etc. All these things. That was my biggest key over the past couple of weeks, because this offense is not going to be able to be as successful if you are just working what your offense or what your play calls take you. Find them, like emphasize these guys, target them heavy. I'm very impressed with how they kind of operated against the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, the Atlanta Falcons defense isn't that great, but at the same time, it's been a couple weeks in a row now where you kind of see Terry McLaurin's involvement, 3 weeks in a row, for Terry at least. His involvement has increased substantially. He's been targeted a lot. He's been getting the opportunities downfield to make plays for this offense. J.D. McKissic over the last 2 weeks, his involvement has increased. His snap percentages have increased. And I'm very impressed with his utilization and at least Taylor Heineke trying to find him in the passing game, Dre. And then lastly, Antonio Gibson, he's had, let me see. Antonio Gibson had 14 carries and 2 receptions. So 16 total touches. That's not the best thing that you kind of want to see with Antonio. You want to see a little bit more carries, but at the end of the day, that's a really good average for a running back to have. But really good to see all of these guys on a collective note trying to improve. Now, Curtis Samuel, we'll see like how things move along, Dre, moving forward with this offense and how he fits in and how they want to use him. We saw some flashes here and there today, but nothing explosive of sorts. So that was my one key. My one good is the fact that they're continuing to utilize their playmakers. They're going to need that in huge games upcoming. But yes, utilizing your playmakers and showing that you guys can actually be key contributors to this offense versus just working whatever that play takes you and things like that. Find your playmakers. Ray, what about you?
Yeah, for the MVP of the game, it's hard, man, because like I definitely want to say Heineke, but Terry was a beast in this game, man. Like Terry was, I mean, outside of that one drop pass that he had, he was just a man again. Like I said, now we're starting to talk about him being put into that top 10 receiver conversation. I mean, shit, Terry, if he keeps playing like this, we may be talking about top 5 by the end of the season. I mean, dude is a problem. So I think for my MVP, I'm going with Terry McLaurin in this game. Yeah, because like I said, he was just a beast in this game. LVP,
we know.
I just gotta go with the Dustin Hopkins, man. Even though the defense was so bad, but he damn near cost us the game with them extra points, man. Like I mean, we really almost lost that. It honestly didn't even have to come down to what it came down to because of those missed extra points. And that's all I got for that on MVPs and the LVP. I thought Scott Turner called a pretty decent game for the most part. Like you said, he got a lot of the playmakers the ball. He got Antonio Gibson involved a lot. I knew we threw a couple of screen passes to him today. He also got involved in the running game. JD got off. And we even seen Jared Patterson for a brief moment. He came in. He had a nice pass reception for a first down. But something else I like, too.
3 total touches for Patterson.
Yeah, and something else I like too was the work that Curtis Samuel got today. I mean, he only had 4 catches for 19 yards.
Yes,
but he had 3 of those catches, I believe, were first downs, and he was playing on a limited snap count. And I think it showed today what we can kind of. It was a glimpse, a preview of what we can kind of expect out of Curtis going on this season. I think he's going to be a valuable asset once he's fully ready to go for a full game.
Okay. So let's go ahead and read a couple. Cole mentioned Terry and Heineke for MVP. And then we have Jamie who mentioned MVP, T-Mac, LVP, the defensive play calling in general. The last play of the game reminded me of our defense. Reminded me of our defense. We played prevent all game. Low key, the O-line has been decent since the Chargers game. 2 separate points there, but yeah, the offensive line has been pretty good, man, and impressive. I give them credit. And I actually said that after our rants, Dre. I think I said that Thursday how good the offensive line is really been to this point in the game, to this point in the season. Excuse me. Highlight mentioned that the worst is Hopkins and Torrey McTyer. Dre, Torrey and William Jackson kind of had a rough day. William Jackson for sure. A couple of PI opportunities, which was kind of weird. He got called for one, but then there was another that I was kind of actually weirded out, like based on how the refs were calling things. I was kind of weirded out as to how William Jackson didn't have like 2 or 3 total defensive pass interferences. So yes, I think if we want to give a variety outside of Hopkins, McTyer, and then McTyer 1, Landon Collins 2, Kendall Fuller 3, William Jackson 4, and then Bobby McCain.
We missed Ben St. Juste today, that's for sure.
Hey, I don't know about that. I mean, he plays good, but when you talk about a defense who still gives up a lot when he's on the field, and yeah. I don't know, man.
But I think if he's out there instead of McTyer, you probably don't have a couple of those because he in my opinion, he's been the best cover corner we've had this season. I mean, it's not saying much because the other guys have been ass, but I think he's been the best cover corner so far on the team this year.
Yeah, man. So, I give you that in that regard, but we want to get away from Hopkins. That secondary, Bobby McCain gave up the big bomb, and that was just completely inexcusable. But shout out to the over 47.5, baby. I took it. I hope you all took it as well because I cashed out. I hope y'all cashed out too. But yeah, that secondary had their issues, man, and it was quite impeccable, like quite incredible how they can continue to struggle the way they are. Atlanta killed these guys on out routes all day, anything towards the sideline. Washington struggled for whatever reason, man. So my MVP, I guess I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go Terry. So I was gonna go Taylor Heineke, but at the same time, I thought about it. The opportunity that Terry had, he had 13 targets, 6 catches, but even of the 6 catches that he made, there was quite a few where he made that play for Taylor. That one in the end zone, the touchdown, the second touchdown pass, I tweeted, it was 70-30 percentage wise. It was a 70-30 split for Terry. Like Terry made that play. The rest of the 30 was Taylor Heineke like breaking a tackle. That was it. I'm not gonna sit here and say it wasn't difficult. It was difficult, but at the same time, the decision that he made after he broke the tackle, it should have been intercepted. But Terry made that play, and I give him credit for that. But Terry McLaurin, man, he stood up and stood out for Washington in that offense. And then the LVP, if I had to narrow it down, I've said this numerous. I'm gonna go Dustin Hopkins. That is the cupcake. That is the layup. But ladies and gentlemen, I said this numerous times. It's gonna come a point into the season, and by God's grace, it was not today. It's gonna come a point into the season where you're gonna ask Dustin Hopkins to make a field goal for you, and when he's asked to make that field goal, he's gonna miss it. And in the moment, you're not gonna think anything of it because the game is still in reach. You may even have a lead at that point. You may even sit in here and say, you know what? I think we're in control of this game. But eventually, when the game gets close, and you're sitting here wondering, how did they catch up? And you're sitting here wondering, why don't we have any more points? You're going to sit here and start trying to figure out answers. And you're going to find out that Dustin Hopkins missed 2 extra points and what would have been a 30-30 game. And now you find yourself losing and things like that. And you point back to Dustin and these opportunities that he missed. We escaped today. But this is a huge problem that Washington is not going to address no time soon. And I know they're not going to address it no time soon. They're just going to live and die with Dustin Hopkins. But ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Hopkins was the LVP. We can go defense all day, but Dustin Hopkins is going to cost this team multiple games. If they don't find a way to address it, that's on them. They lay in their bed knowing that Dustin Hopkins has those issues. I'll just leave it at that, man. Leave it at that.
Yeah. Like you said, hopefully, man, I just wish we could hear about some kickers being coming in on Tuesday, working out or something. But like you said, I think even the staff didn't even want that game to have to go into Hopkins' hands at the end of that game. I know they were just thanking everyone that we got the touchdown on that last drive and didn't have to even worry about him going to the field. And that's really sad if that's what you got to say about your kicker, because I had no confidence he would have made that kick from anywhere.
Absolutely. All right. So look, this is the immediate recap, man. I appreciate everybody who's watching. I appreciate everybody who tuned in live. I appreciate everybody who's listening. It's a wrap. So in terms of the schedules for this week, we will be here Monday. We'll be here Tuesday. The All 32 game will be here Wednesday. There's no show Thursday, but we will have a rerun going for that day. The Saints preview will be this upcoming Tuesday. The Saints preview will be this upcoming Tuesday. And that's how we're going to be all set. So Monday through Wednesday of this week, catch us here at 7 p.m. Eastern, recapping everything, previewing everything, and all that good stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to find somebody to host or raid. Everybody that's in here, man, just I think I found the person to send it to. Just say what's up. Stay for like 5 or 10 minutes if you want to. If you're on your phones, watch the NFL games. And just check out this girl. She's a really cool or really popular streamer. I'm gonna show some love to her in that regard. So just stay like 5 or 10 minutes if you can, and then go on about your day. But definitely just want to share some love and stuff like that. So with that being said, we're out of here. Stay tuned for a host or a raid, excuse me. And then enjoy your Sunday, man. NFL Sunday. With that being said, we out of here. 2-2. 2-2 heading into week 5, man. So y'all be safe. Y'all be easy. Stay tuned for the raid. Peace.
Whole hard in the trenches. Ask a nigga what he benching. Triple digits, nigga. Don't forget to mention. Whole hard in the trenches.